All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Supports Esports Podcast. I'm your host, William, and with me today I have Brock
Yeah,
and Brian.
Hello.
This is the NA, or just the LCS edition. 7 weeks in, I still think it's the NA LCS.
same.
Do you even watch the games?
Yeah, I know, right? Oops, I should probably delete those real quick. You don't need to see
You should
those.
probably join the stream.
Good thing. So we had the week. I won this week. I went 8-2. Brock went 7-3, so he's off his 6-4 path, which for the second time, every
Getting it.
3 weeks now you're just getting off of it. Except 7-3 is much better than 2-8.
I'm honest with you, a little bit, not much.
And
But I'm gonna take it.
Brian, you went 6-4, which is still good. Still good.
I'm tanking though. I'm
You're tanking.
tanking.
You're tanking. Got it.
Welcome to the 6-4 life, bud.
Yeah, you really have, honestly. 3 of the last 4 weeks you've been 6-4, Brian. With the
Well,
five.
look at that red, and it's about to be red again.
Yeah, this would be red. I actually forgot to write in Mark Z's, by the way. I was so focused on high with. Oh, I was almost
Hey,
able to
whoa!
catch him.
One of my oh, you gave green to high.
hmm
Okay. I didn't know you. I thought you were doing it with like us and then them.
I just did it all.
Mm.
But I forgot Mark Z's. I'll update that after the podcast. I'm sure. I think I'm still ahead of him though. I'm like 100% sure.
As I'm in the stream, I just got the notification that you went live. So
There we go.
I'm glad Twitch is working.
And I believe these are not set either. But anyway, we'll focus on those later when we're doing different things. Let's talk about the games. Game number 1. Very interesting start. I just want to say before I watched this game, I just got off of a series between IG and Fun Plus Phoenix. So two probably top 5 teams in the world. I was like coming off a great series. I was thrilled. And then this game happened.
At least it's not a series.
Yeah. It was pretty ugly. I apologize. It wasn't that. It was a different series. That was for the next day, but which was still wasn't great. But it was a series, all right. Or best of one with Clutch Gaming versus 100 Thieves. Clutch Gaming started out this game with a huge lead, and that is an understatement, to be honest. They were up 8-0, up 10 or up to 8.1k gold by the 25th or 26th minute mark. They had Infernal Drake, or is that Infernal Drake? Yeah. They had Infernal Drake. They had Cloud Drake. They had 2 Ocean Drakes. They had a bunch of towers. They had Rift Herald. Pretty much everything. Almost a clean sweep. It was a perfect game until it wasn't.
It was a perfect game until it became the perfect storm
Yep.
and the worst game
Oh,
for what was it? Clutch?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt they lost a team fight around. Oops, I'm getting attacked apparently. But they lost a team fight around Baron, and then they lost another team fight around Baron, and then lost the Baron. It took 2 full team fights for them to actually lose the Baron because of how far ahead they originally were. And once they lost the Baron, they started losing a bunch of towers. They actually did win a team fight around the 35th minute mark. That it was like, okay, the 100 Thieves they threw it back at on the blue side red buff. 100 Thieves for some reason decided, you know what's a good idea? If we go in 3v5 and all 3 of them died. And then it looked like Clutch Gaming was maybe going to be able to come back, but sadly they weren't. And they lost the 3rd team fight out of 4 and lost the game. Quite embarrassing, I thought. This is very bad by Clutch.
Yeah. I actually heard I don't remember who said it, but someone was saying that 100 Thieves knew that they couldn't or Clutch couldn't close a game,
hmm
so they just picked a later game team comp and they knew they'd eventually win.
But I guess, yeah, but I guess they didn't really pick that much of a late game team comp.
It was it had more scaling
It
than
did. It
Clutch,
had more scaling than Clutch. Well, Kaisa has a lot of scaling, but yeah, it does. It does.
but she has to go face first.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing. It was a very bad game. I felt dirty for having the win. Like, 100 Thieves didn't deserve this win, but I'll take
Yeah,
it.
I was content with us losing this game because we all had the pick. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was content with it, and I was about to have the storyline of 100 Thieves worst team in NA. Like, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll take the storyline for the
I had him
loss.
10th in my power rankings, but
Yeah, I
I
believe
couldn't put him 10th, so I
it.
moved him.
It was ugly. I did not. I was not happy with it. Brock, you picked 100
I,
Thieves to win this split.
I, I mean, me personally, obviously Clutch Gaming played a fantastic early game, and early game doesn't really mean much to NA because no one ever cares about that apparently,
Yeah,
because
they gave him
everyone just
this.
knows. Yeah, everyone knows someone's gonna throw, so it's like, we're fine. It doesn't matter if we win early game.
It's actually
They
better
gave
that
him
we
the,
lose it.
Yeah,
they gave him the CLG special, win the early game. Don't know what to do.
God,
And
that was the worst last year to watch.
it's so
the the one thing I didn't understand the most was someday on Riven, because they literally said in the broadcast, they're like, "Yeah, the Riven pick is interesting because someday doesn't play Riven." And I'm
Yeah.
like, now's an interesting time to figure it out that that's a champion you want to start playing.
Yeah, but he played pretty well. Well, he didn't. He had a pretty terrible laning phase against Karma, but most people do
Yeah, that was
because
so
Karma
bad.
is. I hate range top laners. I hate him with a
Yeah,
passion,
that
man.
sucks.
But he came back after. Riven can. The thing about Riven is that she's an above average split pusher at the moment and an above average team fighter at the same time, which most champions
Yeah.
are either one or the other. Where that's why she doesn't usually fit in the meta in pro play. Is she's good at both, but she's not. There's champions that are great at one or the other, and you pick that champion to do that specific thing. But for some reason, right now she's in the meta in all regions right now. Actually, see her.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah,
Sunday kind of had the same game that Bang had, where their early games weren't too great, but Bang really showed up in the end. Like Bang was putting in work in the later team fights, so that was pretty good to see. But then again, we all know Bang is good, but 100 Thieves not so much.
yeah. These are pretty bad this year. All right.
If he stays in NA, I'll be surprised to see if he stays on that
That's
team.
same.
Is he
Same.
only a 1 year contract, or I don't know his contract.
I don't know. That's why.
I'm willing to bet he'll pay the end of that contract to leave in there.
To at least leave 100 Thieves.
I mean,
Yep.
he could just do fly and just be a flight risk and just freaking peace. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next game we had TSM versus Echo Fox. You'd think by the score of 10-4, the TSM lost this game, but they didn't because we're NA. Not as bad as Clutch Gaming. Not as bad as Clutch Gaming, but
Hey, pull up the match history on the stream. I want to see.
okay, let's pull. I'll give you the. It's still a big throw. Did I get rid of the? No, here's Clutch Gaming's graph,
Oh my god.
and then here's the very next game of Echo Fox versus TSM.
Jeez.
Yeah, pretty ugly. It was like look at, they had an Ocean, a Rift Herald, an Ocean, a Infernal, an Infernal. Like, they're getting Infernals with a Tristana and a Zoe. That's like, and a Kennen. That's a free win, you'd think, right? Two
Yeah.
Infernals. You have the scaling there, especially. I mean, yeah, I mean, so does TSM, but at the same time, you just had two Infernals onto a late game Tristana, and Zoe just has to hit a bubble, and you win. And Bjergsen a little cocky, I thought, just in a sense of going Ignite instead of Cleanse against Zoe. You always want to go Cleanse against Zoe, in my opinion. Just it's
And a Galio.
yeah. Oh, that's a good point too.
And a Kennen.
And Jarvan.
Yeah.
I guess you can't really cleanse the Jarvan stuff, but it's more CC.
Hell, if you want to take what's it called? Ultimate Spellbook if you want some different thing.
Yeah. But I
But
think
this one, I don't think this was the one for Ignite, like you said.
yeah, I think it's definitely a cleanse game. But to be fair, they still won the game, and that was thanks to mostly thanks to Sven, since they only had 4 kills and 3 of them were on Sven. And mostly thanks to Echo Fox's mental breakdown. Once they gave up that Baron to TSM, they just couldn't think anymore. They lost all thought in macro, like just they looked so bad. They just were looking so good for the beginning of the game, and they're just like, let's let's not play anymore. How about that? How about we all
Yep.
just like turn our computers off, like pretend that, or turn our monitors off and pretend that we're playing League of Legends, and let's see how that goes.
I think they just all unplugged their mics because they were like,
Yeah,
well, yeah,
yeah.
we can beat them. We'll talk to y'all later.
They all they went to YouTube or something, put on some
Yeah.
music.
They were listening to a podcast.
Yep, yep. It was ugly. Like they just lost. It's like I've never seen a full team tilt and just become completely indecisive like that at
You
the
know,
same time.
maybe Echo Fox was listening to the Support Esports podcast,
Maybe.
and our takes were so hot
Uh huh.
that they were like, "Wow," and they couldn't take it, and they just lost the game because of it.
You know what? I'm gonna go with that, Brian.
I think that's what happened.
That's
So, our
exactly what
bad,
happened.
Echo Fox Nation. Y'all have a fan base still. This one's on us.
Uh-huh. It's on us. All right, game number 3. I'm gonna just bring all the match histories over now because we also have another throw. Welcome to the League of Throws, by the way, this week. Good God. C9 versus Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians looked very good in this game for the first 30 minutes. If you're seeing a pattern here, you should. It's very easy to see. They had a early team fight where they get Froggen ahead and they get Contracts ahead on the Elise, and Blabber looks a little shaky on his little bit of rust. Somehow Blabber ends up taking the Infernal though, thanks to Sneaky being pushed up against Deathly and Olay. Sneaky and Zazel. And then, of course, there's another team fight which goes in favor of Golden Guardians again, and this gets Froggen ahead even more so. So you're thinking good, and then they trade off Rift Herald, which I think is better than Cloud Drake, especially in. This one is not at 14 minutes. I love Rift Heralds pre 14 minutes. Just throw it in the lane. Just it's a free kill. It's not a kill, but the 2 turret plates that you get off of it, 320 gold. It's amazing. I don't know why teams don't do it more often.
Yeah, you just give it on whoever you want to
Yeah,
snowball.
literally
There's
anyone. They can't
there's your
stop the
gang.
first. Yeah, they literally can't stop the first like charge for the most part, as long as you're not dumb with it. Like it's a free. Like give it to Sneaky, give it to. I guess probably you don't want to give it to Licorice in this game with the Ornn, but even give it to Niske on the Oriana to get her scaling quicker. That's 320 gold by just you placing it down pre 14 minutes. But I mean, they did place it immediately down because Elise got the tower right after that. But even then, or yeah, even then, after that, for some reason, Cloud9 was slowly scaling back in, and all it took was one bad team fight after the Baron. They go here to the Baron, they pick it up, they get a few. Oops, sorry, that's on the. I was thinking Cloud9 was on red side, but they get the Baron stolen or taken away from them on C9 side, and it just completely collapses the game, which was already kind of leaning in C9's favor because they had the scaling. Tristana heavily outscales Callista, and because Sneaky was getting farm fed with 345 farm. I guess to be fair, Callista had 394 farm. But either way, Sneaky got a bunch of kills, and they got the Baron buff, and then they were just able to win one more team fight, push all the towers, get an Elder Drake, clean the game up, and win the game. It was kind of a bloodless game, really. It was only 9-8. That we don't see that much in NA.
Especially with Blabber.
Yeah, for sure, with Blabber. Blabber had a really good game, though. I thought his scoreline doesn't show as much as what he did, in my opinion.
Were you surprised to see them sub him out in the second game? Just skip ahead.
No,
I wasn't either.
sorta, but not really. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Game number 4, Brian. Do you want to take care of this one?
Yeah. So this one was pretty much over before it began anyway. Everyone knows that once CLG shouldn't win a game, that they're going to just absolutely stomp that team unless it's Team Liquid.
Okay.
And honestly, I think they play pretty good against Liquid, but I'm not going to get into that. I think this game, I mean, Power of Evil's scoreline looked great. Everyone looked solid, but the star of the show was Darshan and Wiggly, especially Darshan. Well, actually, honestly, it was probably mostly Wiggly because he was everywhere. He had really good ults, really good gank that got Darshan a solo kill top lane against Viper early on, and from there it just kind of it seemed like CLG just kind of spread them out and never really team fought and just. I mean, they did, but they really just spread the map out and won, slowly won.
Yep, it was a slow victory, and my favorite part of the whole thing was at the end of it with Mark Z saying, "Why is the first clean game from CLG?" This is what NA was to this week. Is the first clean game of the week comes from CLG? That is wrong.
It's because we're the fourth best team in the league.
We'll talk about that during the power rankings. But yeah, it was a clean game. You absolutely crushed FlyQuest. FlyQuest got 0 kills. You don't really win many games with 0 kills. There might be a few games with 0 kill wins with just pure macro, but that's not what FlyQuest was doing.
Not in this season.
Not in this
It's
season.
also not what NA does.
Nope, not at all.
True. That would be a Korean game against some strategic
Yeah.
warlords.
Gen G versus Gen Air. And Gen Air
been
just
2 or
hides
3
in
years
the face. Finally, game number 5 of the first day was Team Liquid versus Optic. It was kind of a blowout, just like the CLG versus FlyQuest game. It was clean by Team Liquid. Optic got a nice. Did Optic get first blood? Yes, they did.
I think Optic actually looked good in the beginning.
Yeah, they did. They got first blood, and like even though they did trade a kill for it, but the trade was to Encore JJ. So it was like you got first blood on the Nocturne, you got the Nocturne rolling, you only gave up a kill onto support. Everything's good. And then let's see here, about 8 minutes, Team Liquid gets an Ocean Drake, so that's not bad. But then
something I want to point out before you get into more detail of the game: Jensen has Ignite against the Zoe.
he does, which I do not like that one either, but it worked out better this game. He went
He
6-1-5.
did a little better.
He did a little better. That is true, but I still don't like it as that is results-based analysis. But I personally think going against Zoe, you negate all of her CC if you take cleanse. Like you can set up
Once
some.
for like 3 minutes.
True.
I mean,
Well, I think it's less than 3 minutes actually on.
I don't know.
But it stops being cut out. Like it really stopped. It's not necessarily as much for the lane as much for the late game fights where Zoe's throwing sleepy troll bubbles halfway across the map, and then one of you get caught out, then you lose the game because you have a 40-second death timer on it. But yeah, I still think he should have taken cleanse, even though it didn't matter too much in this game. And yeah, Team Liquid, as you can see, just cleaned up.
Hated. Sorry for interrupting. The Maokai pick.
Oh, terrible pick. I've as a very very big Maokai player. It's my Malphite now. My rest in peace Malphite from season 7. Rest in peace Maokai at the moment from season 8. Like I'm losing. My tanks are falling off left and right. I don't like it.
Oh, the game is making you diversify your skill set. Man, that sucks. Get good at other things, okay?
Yeah.
Now they took away your training wheels with his Urgot. That's all he plays. And
Now I'm stuck. I'm going back to my Cho'Gath. I'm just gonna. Yeah. Cho'Gath is my last hope. Where he's not great. He's definitely very middle of the pack, low. Yeah, he got played once. So it wasn't that good either.
Play Garen.
Garen can get kited away way too easily.
But if you take Predator and Smite in the top lane.
You know what? You are correct. I might get reported for this strategy.
Until you start smurfing.
But anyway. The Maokai pick was pretty terrible. Into Kennen is not even the worst matchup for Maokai. He can't farm though. That's the issue. And with Sion was open. Like, what are you doing? Sion was wide open. It's not like you needed AP, and Maokai doesn't provide much AP anyway. You had Zoe. Sion fits into this team comp perfectly fine. And he just trades way better than than Maokai. It's a very bad pick. I don't like it. And I have over 200 some K mastery in Maokai.
When in the pick order was Maokai picked before the Kennen?
No, Maokai was picked last. That was their last pick.
That was what they defaulted
to? Yeah,
to?
that was their counter pick.
That was their build MR safe pick, but that sucks.
Yeah, it was
just gonna get blasted.
Yeah,
up
just
there.
take Sion. Sion is everything that Maokai does, but better, and way tankier.
Did we see Sion this week?
I don't know actually. I'll keep an eye out for it, but I don't think so. He's not in any of the game 2 games, so or
which
day
is
2
dumb.
games. Yeah, I think he needs to. What happened, NA? He's totally fine. He didn't get nerfed. That was Urgot. They forgot.
He's just boring to play.
True, I get it, but boring to play if you're playing professional play doesn't matter if you get the win. Next game we had Clutch Gaming versus Echo Fox. Echo Fox looked pretty bad this game. Like, to be fair, they were winning in gold barely. I mean, we're talking winning here by 100 gold, 300 gold, 500 gold, up to 1.3k at one point, and after that, nowhere higher. So not really winning that much. But honestly, the only bright spot about this game is that I know they went 0-2 with Panda, but I still personally think Panda looked better than Rush, in my opinion. I think his first game more so than his second game, but I think that Rush has looked like the worst jungler. We talked about before, I think Rush is like the worst player in NALCS at the moment. So I think that
Yeah,
his first game was good enough, and he was making a lot of plays that I would give him a second shot.
I think anything could possibly be an improvement from Rush, but the problem I have with it is when you sub someone out because you want change, but it's exactly the same.
And you give him Jarvan both games. Like Rush was playing a lot of Jarvan as well.
Yeah. And also, still not a fan of the York pick.
I like Yorick, but I do not like Yorick into Cassiopeia. I think Cassiopeia has got
I
that.
just don't like the pick.
It's a good
I don't
split
know
push.
why. I
It's
just don't like the pick.
Dang, I didn't get to watch this game because I was busy getting a massage. But Piglet on
Brag about
Aurelia,
it.
that's interesting.
Well, the best part about this, I can't take credit for it. I'm not creative. This is from Reddit. Is 200 IQ coaching by Clutch Gaming. If Piglet's going to play all of his ADCs at melee range, just draft him Aurelia.
That's pretty funny.
Yep, because that was the previous game where he entered 2 times on the Kaisa.
Hey,
Just front
next year, CLG Piglet in the
Yeah.
top lane.
There you go. You can play Aurelia. That's for sure.
Hey, you know that's not bad. We'll put Piglet in the top lane and Bang as carry.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Honestly though,
We
I've
can't
already
do
called
that.
it, though.
We can't do that because PoE is an import.
Rip.
yeah, but also you're not going to be able to get Bang because, like I said, Sneaky's retiring, and that's where Bang is going.
He's not gonna retire. Could you imagine if Sneaky Bang have what's it called, the Zaya Rakan bromance, and then Bang comes to NA and then takes his job after he retires?
Oh my god.
I'm telling
That
you
is the
what.
cutest love story of all time.
Brock is
I will
literally.
take-
I'm posting it to Reddit if that happens with Brock. I'm doing a compilation of every video of our NA where Brock's like do a little timestamp on the date of each video.
Yep.
Just genius.
You'd probably become semi internet famous. You'd get us a lot of pubs. So
You
I hope
would.
That's right.
Yeah, go for it. I'm all in
Let's
on
just
it.
start making outrageous claims every year. And then, oh my god, these guys are actually sick analysts. And someone's gonna dig through. Someone's gonna dig through and find this clip right now and be like, guys, they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. We're gonna be like, shut up. Yes, we do.
Game number 6 of the day, or 6 of the week, or 7. Was Golden Guardians versus 100 Thieves. And this game was the game of GG easy, better top wins. That's what you got. That's what you got to type in chat if you're Hanser. Solid 0-6-3 line. Someday was popping off on the Riven this game. To be fair, Brock, he figured out how to play him if he was struggling before. The rest of his
I think
team.
he spent that whole night in practice with what's his name? Oh, who's the
Viper.
No. The streamer.
Box.
Yeah, Box. That's who it is. Yeah, he
Adrian.
spent all night in practice tool with Box.
Yeah, he solo killed Hanser 3 times in this game. And that's not a good look for a professional player to get solo killed that quickly. And
No.
and not only that, the rest of his team did nothing. So the rest of his team was busy enting like crazy. Like he looked pretty bad. He did take the cleanse though. He did take the cleanse against the Zoe.
See, and he did bad, so
Yeah, but Froggen's way better than Hui. And Contracts was playing the AP Gragas. I don't like the AP Gragas. Onda looked really bad though on the Zac. He didn't look like he felt comfortable on the
yeah.
Zac really. You
There
know,
were
did
some
you notice that?
really bad ult attempts
Yeah.
in this game.
He was always trying to kidnap like someone that wasn't really a
Just
good
normally
time.
walked out.
Yeah, like it wasn't a good time for it at all. Like he wasn't even bringing them back to like a full team to pop them. He was bringing them back to like bang. Like if he had like Someday there, that would be fine because there's CC to keep him there. If Bang's there, there's no CC to keep the person there. They just flash away and get out.
Or kill Bang.
Yeah, or kill Bang. Exactly. Wasn't a good. I thought Onda, even though he only went 1-1, I thought he was the worst performer of the day or of the team in this game. I just didn't. I didn't like Kazak at all.
And that's hard to believe when the other person on your team is Afromo.
Yeah.
God, man, just leave him alone.
To be fair, to defend Brock, Afromu was Spring Split MVP last year. Spring Split like near 10th place at the moment.
Yeah, he's
First
not
supports.
doing well.
Yeah.
And I'm an Afromo fan.
I like Afromu. I think my bold prediction, you can quote this: if Afromu has a summer split that's bad, he will not come back in 2020.
I believe that one more, and I believe the sneaky one.
Wow, dude.
Sorry.
He's been playing just as long,
Yeah, they
but
have.
Sneaky successful. I know.
Well, not only that, I've got more relevance behind mine. Sneaky just got married. He's not saying it to anyone, but it's obvious. And he just moved in with his lady. He has reasons to not play no. And he's got that streamer money.
Sneaky is being controlled by his girlfriend. That is not a bold prediction, and it's
That's not a full prediction.
Guys, we are getting into drama here. We don't do
Oh,
drama
yeah.
here.
God, we don't do drama. Anyway, GG Better Top wins.
Yep, GG. I love that.
though.
I love that. That was the top comment on Reddit as well. Just all
One
chat,
thing about
Haunts
that-
Rise. GG
Did
better.
he say that?
No, but that was just top comment on Reddit
Oh,
because he was 0-6
that's so
in the game.
One thing about the Better Top wins, though, is getting solo killed is a big deal in pro play. But how do you get solo killed when you're Rise against a melee champion and you have like almost a 2-second root at like level 3?
To be fair, Riven is a melee champion. She
Yeah.
can get on you in a millisecond.
Yeah, but you get movement speed when you root someone if you do the combo, right?
True, but
Just
then
run.
yeah, you can run, but then she's got like 5 million dashes to catch up to you.
Yeah, but he actually has the movement speed from his passive and phase rush.
True, but I think it was more of a situation where he got solo killed 2 times early, and no coming back from that.
Like level 1.
Yeah, pretty much. It was really early. It was a very ugly game for Hanser, but his team won, and that is all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters for sure. I've been in many situations where I call, your mid lane sucked, even though I'm like 0-17.
Oh,
we still
I
win.
couldn't believe that from you, Brock. You never like that.
I mean, not me. Somebody else I know does that. I'm not toxic.
All right, let's talk about the game of the week. C9 versus TSM. What a game. What a game.
What a
Immediately,
game.
what did your eye go to? Immediately, what does your eye go to when you look at this match history?
The cleanse on the C9 Victor.
Well, I was going to talk about Nico.
Nico? Oh. I've been
I
so
actually-
focused on there's been a lot of Zoe, so I just realized.
There have. Zoe's back. I actually don't hate that Zoe's back because at least she's hard to play. I mean, she's not hard to play. You hit one ability and they're half
you,
health.
you
But
don't even really have to hit the
I mean,
abilities.
she's got flashy plays.
Yeah, she's more
Mhm.
flashy.
She's more fun to watch. And if we can't have Zed, fine, I'll take Zoe. But
I once said.
I want
I
Zed
want
so
Zed
bad.
so bad. But I thought the Nico was actually a really good pick. Top
Yeah,
lane.
very smart into Aatrox, with Aatrox's sustain being nerfed quite a bit, and his dashes being nerfed as well, that he doesn't have as much reach and much gap close, so play a range top into him in an AP range top with a lot of burst damage at that. And it really shut down Licorice for quite a while there.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one problem I have with TSM's draft is the Gragas, and I know it's for
I'm
the
not a fan of AP
Kindred. It's
Gragas.
Kendrick.
it's
Yeah.
for the Kindred counter,
That is true.
but I still think you could take like a Sejuani,
Yep. I
and it's gonna be better overall.
I think I said this on the LPL podcast last night. That my I can get made fun of for maybe being a little too biased towards Liquid. I feel like I'm not nearly as biased towards Liquid as I'm biased to having a CC tank on a team. I don't like a team comp unless you have like a CC tank frontlining. That's just all I
If
play.
I'm just thinking because I can't think of it off the top of my head. If you don't play the Gragas or Sejuani, what's the other CC tank in the jungle?
And then Zac.
Zac.
I'm a fan of Zac. I really like
Zac
Zac.
actually would be good into
Kindred.
Kindred too. Yeah, you
Yep.
kidnap him out the end.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and the
dear.
fact that you don't have a
Uh,
tank this game because you had Nico top, you're running Nico top, you're running Tom Kench, who's very squishy. He's 2 health bars, so he's not super squishy. Like he's not but he's not a frontline tank really. He wants to be in the back line to protect his ADC and his mid laner,
hmm
and so he's not going to be up there frontline doing the engaging at all. Definitely not. He's the exact opposite of engage, and so your engage is Gragas, so if it's either Zoe Trouble Bubble, Varus ult, or Gragas. So for the most
Well,
part, when you're doing the dance, Gragas is up front. But if you're full AP, you can get really poked out with that, especially against a Victor.
in the Varus. Well, I guess that's on the same team. Just kidding.
Hmm.
But yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and for some reason, it doesn't have my. I'm gonna refresh it because it doesn't have the gold history. But let's talk about the game in general. We don't need the gold history. TSM was crushing this game. They took at the very they were not, I wouldn't say crushing, but they were doing very well. They were doing very well. They were slow winning this game, and they were just snuffing C9 out constantly on all these lanes. Except, and then they take Baron, and then they steal Elder Drake with Baron. Like, there's no way you're gonna lose that, right?
Right.
they Licorice does a nice flank. It kills off, I believe, Gragas and Nico. So he takes out 2 of the Baron buffs and 2 of the Elder Drake buffs. So that's very crucial. And then towards the end, Bjergsen in the mid lane just gets caught out. He's going a little too aggressive. He's been on fire all game. He's 6-1 at this point. So he's been on fire, carrying the team on the Zoe. He's 6-1. He just went a little too far, got a little too greedy, and C9 just took it as this. It's now or never, which I love to see. There's a lot of teams that do not have that type of attitude, like 100 Thieves and Jin, but that's a different region, where they will just sit back and die. Basically, they wait for you to make a super big mistake. They don't wait for you to make a tiny mistake and take the risk to try and capitalize on it. C9 did that, and because of that, they were able to kill Bjergsen right at the beginning of the fight. Then without Bjergsen, the whole fight collapsed because they didn't have a real tank, a real front line. So all of a sudden, you lose your big damage dealer and a big chunk of your CC with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, and all of a sudden you're very vulnerable on all lines. And they were obviously a mess too. They were kind of all over the place, and C9 just pounced on it and was able to just shove all the way down because it was late enough in the game. It was a 41-minute game. It was about 40 minutes when this happened. There was like 50, 60-second death timers. They were able to push through 2 mid towers, 2 Nexus towers, an inhib, and a Nexus, and they won this game somehow. I was thrilled about this win.
Yeah, for me, I don't like. There was a play where Broken Blade was like 1v2 and Aatrox and Licorice and Svenskeren and the top blue side jungle while TSM is pushing all the way to the Nexus. And Cassiopeia was dead, by the way, because Cassiopeia died in TSM's push.
Yes.
And TSM only take 1 Nexus tower. So at most, Licorice ended up backing, but you still have a very fed Bjergsen and a Varus. You can take both Nexus towers there under them because clearly they can't 3v4 you.
Yeah.
Because Broken Blade died obviously during that. But if you take the other tower, you threaten with a back door. So that push that they're going to do after they die, there's an actual threat that if they push up too far, they can be backdoored.
Yep.
So I don't like the fact that they didn't push all the way to take the next tower because I think they had plenty of time because they noticed that when Aatrox backs, Spencer Garen actually stopped his back and then had to restart his back. I don't know what he did because I saw it on the minimap, but he actually stopped his back and then started again. Classic Spence Garen. So it was still a 3v4.
I do
So,
want to say you're absolutely right, especially because they have Tom Kench. Tom Kench ults in with Varus. GG. If you're not there, GG. Game over.
exactly. And not to mention, they had 2 TPs
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
a
it.
spell book
That's it. So
because Smoothie had spell book.
yeah, really. So no, they didn't even need that.
Yeah, exactly. So
but
it's like, I think they had plenty of time to take the next tower.
I did want to bring up, this is my point exactly that I was making, and I'm so happy I can make it again for like the 4th time this podcast. The reason this game got out of hand initially was because TSM was able to take a Baron thanks to Sneaky getting caught by a sneaky trouble bubble, and he didn't have QSS, and he brought heal instead of cleanse. Especially against Varus as well. Cleanse is very meta right now. Heal's not going to get you anything in that way, and the heal doesn't do anything for Sneaky in this situation against Sven on Varus. You got to take that cleanse. You got to have that cleanse, especially because he didn't have the Quicksilver Sash. Both of the parts
He
that
did have a QSS.
he bought it after.
Yeah, that was after.
His first death, he got caught out around Baron. He didn't have it, and then he got caught out on the bot lane by the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, and he still didn't have the QSS. And then he bought it after that second death. But during that, they took the Baron, they took the Nexus Tower, and this is basically what set up TSM to almost win this game when they honestly should have.
Not to mention that feels awful having to buy a QSS on an AP champion.
Yeah,
that feels terrible.
Yeah, it's not.
That's what 1,300 gold.
Yeah, especially on Cassiopeia, who wants to buy items as quick as she can so she can scale.
Yeah, that's half of your Rabadon.
It's an extra item technically.
True. But I don't even like the Cassiopeia pick necessarily because Cassiopeia is more of a sustained, consistent damage, and so it's really good against tanks. And I was talking about earlier, they didn't really have tanks. I think you could have gotten away with ADC this game instead of a Cassiopeia.
For me, honestly, my stock for C9 goes down this week. Not down like they're clearly not second place anymore. But they lost more than they gained this week.
2 wins.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
This game is different than the first one because TSM's a good team. So being behind, I'm okay with that. But against Golden Guardians, their stock dropped a little bit this week.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Still a good team, though.
Oh, yeah. Still second best team in NA. And honestly, with how bad Europe's looked, I would almost put Cloud9 as a top 10 team in the world still.
Yeah.
Europe has looked bad outside of G2.
Even G2 sometimes.
They're a little cocky. I still give them benefit of doubt. They're just way too cocky.
I do too.
They're just way too cocky.
I still think it's close between them and Liquid. I think it's closer.
Yeah, I think it's closer as well. Speaking of Team Liquid, we had them face off against CLG this game, which it started out pretty strong for CLG with Darshan solo killing Impact on the Ornn, or Impact was on Jay.
Did you hear the mic? The mic check thing?
Yep.
That's funny.
And then after that, he immediately died. Came back to lane, wasn't careful about it, and Nick Smithy was right there, or Impact was hiding in the bush, and Nick Smithy was able to come up and kill him, and then proceeded to get Flame Horizoned.
Yes, I think even though he got Flame Horizoned, he's in a horrible matchup.
That's fair.
I hate the Ornn.
I hate Ornn.
But
I hate Ornn
if
right
you can do what he did and not feed, and you become a tank with Engage, I think it's an okay pick, just because they were saying it's pretty much a free 4,000 gold for your team.
Hey, yeah, which is true. Brian?
But if you're behind 8-something K, it doesn't matter.
Brian?
What?
Scion's not banned this game.
I know.
Why are these teams picking tanks that aren't Scion? Maybe I am a
stupid scrim.
I am a tank player through and through. I love tanks. You can ask both of these guys. All I play is tanks.
It's crap. I think he's good at the game. He just freaking plays tanks.
You have to be good at the game right now to play tanks. And I don't play Scion.
You don't. You play Urgot. He's not a tank.
Yeah, I know. I had to actually break away from tanks to play Urgot because he was close enough to a tank for my style, but I was irrelevant. In every single lane, I lose. As a tank, you lose every lane if you're not Scion, which I don't play Scion. I still need to learn that, but I don't have time. But
It's
like,
not hard.
I know it's not hard, but I just don't play it. I don't play enough. But
You can do it.
I'll play it tonight when we play ranked.
Okay.
And but yeah, it's if you're not playing Scion, Scion is totally fine. By the way, he's absolutely probably if not the best top laner, like one of the best top laners. But outside of Scion, Maokai bottom 30, I'd put him in. Ornn bottom 30, not if bottom 40 out of 46 top laners. I hate Ornn, I really do right now. I don't the amount of CC that he lost with his ult. His engages are not very strong anymore. They're still there,
Wasn't,
but they're not that
wasn't
strong.
Scion kind of the Jace counter?
Yeah,
Because he
because
can
he's
just absorb
he's
the shot
tanky enough
blast,
to survive.
and
Yeah,
you can poke him out long range with your E.
yeah,
It's not enough damage, but like it's threat.
you
for
can
a
survive.
game.
You can survive. It's the point.
You
of
can,
Scion.
yeah.
You can survive any matchup. That's why he's still so relevant. He, no matter what bruiser you face, you can live against them, and you have your E to poke. You have your Q
And
to
you
wave
do
clear.
deceptive damage, and you have infinite scaling.
Yeah, infinite scaling. Your Q wave clears like crazy, so even if they're pushing in on you, you can still clear the wave out very quickly. You have a ton of CC for your pretty decently easy to land CC. I won't say it's like 100% easy. It's not point and click, but it's still you use your ult, you hit
Just
your
gotta
ult.
wind up. But
Yeah, you hit your ult, you're gonna hit the Q, and so you're great for your jungler to gank for free kills like that. You can roam across the map and get back to your lane immediately with your ult. You can teleport. Like there's Scion has everything going for him. And like you said, it's deceptively high damage. I hate facing it because as a tank,
And
he shreds you.
imagine the Scion Oriana Sivir engage.
Yeah.
Put the ball on Scion, speed him up even more with Sivir.
And we know Darshan is a decent Scion player, or it's Scion.
Yeah, he can do it.
It's Scion. I should say that.
If Darshan can win in professional games, you can win in gold too.
Yes,
With Scion, okay?
exactly. But yeah, it was. I don't like. We complained a lot about the Ornn pick, but I really don't like it. I get that he can upgrade items, and I know it's an extra 5,000 gold total if he's level 18.
But it might be a different game if, maybe not.
Yeah, it could have. I think Scion brings more than 5,000 gold worth than Ornn, if that makes sense. At level 18 throughout the whole game.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then finally, the last game of the week, and we'll wrap up quickly on it. It was Optic versus FlyQuest. Optic was holding on for quite a bit at the beginning. First 20 minutes or so was all Optic, and then FlyQuest took it, kind of threw a little bit, took it, kind of threw again. And then this game actually came down to a base race at the end. It wasn't that close of a base race, but it was still a base race at the end of the day. It's a pretty close game. It was a 44-minute game.
Surprising to beat FlyQuest this late. This was a heartbreaker for Turtle because I feel like he was great until he did
was
Turtle
popping
things.
off, and he was
Until he
popping
did
off.
Turtle things.
But yeah, that's the story of Turtle right there.
Hmm.
I thought Paul Belter had a pretty weak game on Lysandra. It showed that Crown
Which is okay. He's played
Crown
well.
is the better Paul Belter. Yeah, FlyQuest down the drain. Just not good right now. We'll move on though quickly because that was 40 minutes of recap.
Wow.
Yeah, that's NA though. NA always goes long for us. Top laner of the week was Clutch Gaming's Huni. KDA of 7.7, CSM of 9.3, damage percentage of 33.7, and DPM of 530, and his best game was his Cassiopeia on 4-0-8. Jungler of the week, there was not many good junglers this week, I will tell you that. I was quite surprised with how little. I guess I could have. Wiggly had a really bad game in game 2, like really bad. But that's why. But Blabber was my favorite jungler this week. He came back for his first game of the season. He had only 2.3 KDA, but he had 25.6% damage percentage, 459 DPM, and an 80% kill participation on his Rek'Sai. So he was really getting his lanes. Was more so, which is surprising for Blabber, who wants to just go in and ent a lot, but make good plays in the time being. Because remember, he's rookie of the split last split. I'm surprised we haven't seen him more. But
He won
he,
it over. Well, Licorice wasn't a rookie. Never mind.
yeah, it was Licorice won it in spring.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Yeah, and Blabber won it in summer, and I think I'm surprised we haven't seen him nearly as much as I thought we would by this point. But he looked bad at the very beginning, the first 10 minutes, but that might have been rust or something. I mean, he's been dominating in Academy League, I saw. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad start. But
He'll get picked up by a good team next year, I think, if they're willing to let him
if they're willing to let him go. Mid laner of the week is Cloud9's Niski. He had a KDA of 13, CSM 9.5, damage percentage of 25.5, DPM of 422, and his best game was at 4-1-2 on Victor. Even though Bjergsen was quite fed on Zoe, it wasn't off of Niske. And anytime someone makes a Victor look good, I'm kind of hated a little bit because I want to have my storyline of Victor sucks, but he made it look good and he won off of it. So that was a really good game for him. ADC of the week was Team Liquid's Double Lift, KDA of 15, CSM of 10.4, damage percentage of 33.4, DPM of 816, and his best game was his 3-0-5 game on the Ezreal. Just clean, it's Team Liquid. It's usually I try to listen to what you said and give it to people other than that, but sometimes the stats are a little too high.
Yeah.
Like the support. Core JJ, KDA of 18, assists per game of 7.5, vision score of 2.83, way higher than anyone else again.
Oh, I have no problem with you giving it to Core JJ.
I think Core JJ might legitimately be MVP of the year, of the split at the moment.
I could see him getting it.
Like almost
he's just been the most consistent, I feel like.
Yeah, he's great on every champ he plays and pretty much in every game. He went 2-0-9 on Galio. And with that, let's go to Play of the Week.
I sent you two of them.
Two of them. Got it.
Let me click on our message. I can tell you which one's which.
Yeah, I see. That one. One's from C9 and one's from the Echo Fox.
C9 one was just one of the big plays, but the Echo Fox one was Play of the Week.
All right, so you want to see just show the Echo Fox one then?
Yeah, just show the Echo Fox.
Alrighty. Tell me when.
Go ahead.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
He's coming in with the slicing maelstrom, looking to keep everybody away, but into the team they go.
That was pretty much it. It was the Baron still.
Yep.
Because that Baron still was big when it happened.
Yeah, because that completely... We were talking about that before, where this is the moment where Echo Fox decided to turn off their monitors. They stopped playing the game after this moment. They just had a mental breakdown as a team. So yeah,
that was a big play from Acadian because I'm a person who been saying I'm not a big fan of Acadian, and I don't think Acadian is that great of a jungler, but he's actually been showing up a lot more recently, which is good to see.
I think he's actually been the best jungler for TSM in the last 2 years.
For sure, because the only thing I can even think about is picking games where certain junglers do things. Like whenever Svenskeren would get Lee Sin, that would be good. Like that's cool. Whenever this guy would get this, that's cool. But as far as throughout the season, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
he's been a lot more consistent.
Would you say that how many games will Greg start this year? Will he start any at all? Will they warm him up before
why
playoffs?
You would.
Yeah, honestly,
if they have playoffs locked and their seeding doesn't matter, like third or fourth, because it's pick of I guess first place who they play, right?
Yeah.
In the new system.
Yeah, they're probably only going to get third as well because there's only 6 games left and they're 3 games out of first or second. I mean, with 2-game deficit against Cloud9, so they lost the tiebreaker.
C9 looked a little shaky though. They did.
They did.
They're for sure probably going to lose next week.
Who they play? Liquid.
Liquid. Yeah.
All right, let's go over our power rankings. I want to say real quick, but I feel like we're going to get an argument. First up, we don't need to talk about really the first 3. They've been the top 3 for the last 3 weeks. Liquid for the whole year, C9 pretty much for the whole year, TSM for the last 3 weeks has shown that they are definitely the 3rd best team. Number 4, I have Golden Guardians at number 4.
and this will be decided
This
on
will be
Saturday.
this will be decided. I know exactly this is going to be an opposite. This is going to be a split match for our picks.
This is going to be the one where William ends up winning in picks, or we close and it's anyone's race again.
Mm-hmm. And you guys both have Clutch Gaming. Or not Clutch Gaming. CLG.
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
I messed up the whole thing. You guys have CLG in 4th. Both of you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, Brock, if you wanted to, because I'm.
Oh no, you're fine. Just hey, this is your team. You do you, bud.
Okay, so you have Golden Guardians against, or over CLG,
Uh-huh.
and you have Optic, but we won't mention that. Why did you think that they're better? I think CLG did lose to Golden Guardians, and Golden Guardians has beat TSM when they were weak, but CLG's wins have been higher quality. I agree some of their losses have been worse, but I think Golden Guardians is like the splice of NA. They're going to beat all the worst teams because they're not bad, but they haven't beat anybody that good.
I disagree completely. I don't think CLG's wins outside of Cloud9 have been very good at all.
They beat FlyQuest.
I don't count FlyQuest as a good win. I have
They beat
FlyQuest.
Cloud9.
I said the Cloud9 win's good, but I think the FlyQuest is out of the playoffs at this point. I think
I mean, but when they beat FlyQuest, they weren't out of
doesn't
playoffs.
necessarily matter when you beat them. If you beat, if think about in football, if you were to beat,
Okay, then by that thinking, then when Golden Guardians beat third because they beat TSM.
yeah, they beat TSM, but TSM's shown better overall. But you got to think of it in terms of football. If you beat the number 1 team for college football, say it was not Alabama because that wouldn't happen.
I don't want to talk about that ranking system because it's so broken. Because the SEC
But
all
but
4 spots.
But yeah, if you beat the number 1 team and then they go on to lose 4 more games, that win doesn't look as impressive anymore. That's what I'm saying about the FlyQuest game.
But if you were the first one to beat them, you broke them. I think it looks pretty impressive.
I disagree.
You broke FlyQuest's brain.
I also think
They
that
smurfed on them so hard that they broke their brain.
I pulled up some stats for this one because
Well, the stats are terrible because CLG's looked really bad in their losses.
yeah, because for my stats on each player, for CLG, Darshan is the 10th place top lane. This is only for most starts. It doesn't count like a 1 and 2 star. Like people have only started 1 or 2 games, because if so, it'd be Fallen Bandit, I think. But Darshan is the 10th ranked top laner. Wiggly is the 10th ranked jungler. Power of Evil is the 6th mid laner. Stixay is the 9th ADC, and Biofrost is the 6th support. So you have Biofrost who's playing okay. You have Power of Evil who's playing pretty good in every game, and the rest of you are dead last pretty much.
But I think that Darshan, there's an argument for him being. I don't think he's the worst, even if his stats. I mean, obviously he's played really poorly in recent memory, except for this
Jax.
past week he was okay. He was good and okay, but I mean, I think other people's stats have been tanked because he was so bad.
Yeah,
He was losing. He was just single-handedly losing them games.
I just think Hunter hasn't been great, but he's been better than Darshan.
Horrible.
He's been better than Darshan.
Argue.
He's ranked 8th, by the way. Contracts has been better than Wiggly this year. Contracts has had a pretty solid year.
Okay, let's do this as of right now. Do you think Haunter? Okay, let's do it as of last week. We'll do the recency thing. Do you think Haunter is better than Darshan as of last week?
As of last week, no.
No. What about Wiggly and
Contracts, absolutely.
Hell no.
I'd take contracts 100 times out of 100
I'll
over
take Wiggly 100 times. Brock, what do you take?
Huh?
Frog or
Contracts and
Wiggly or contracts?
oh my god, Jesus, that's like
Right.
pick your poison, huh?
Yeah, it is. Pick your poison.
Wiggly, how? Probably contracts.
There we
Okay. Well, anyway.
go. Froggen or Power of
Mid
Evil?
lane, Froggen, Power of
Froggen.
Evil. They're both
I would-
strong.
They're
I'll
both
say
strong.
Froggen.
They're both strong though.
Froggen's been better.
I
but
can't,
I
I
Power of
can't
Evil's
hate on
still
Power
good.
of Evil. I think he's been by far carrying this team.
And I think the bot lane definitely and Olay have looked pretty bad.
Definitely over Stixay, Biofrost over Olay. I think Olay has looked really bad this year.
I still think Stixay has looked better than Deftly.
I don't agree. I think Olay is really holding Golden Guardians down.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, we will see. Because the best part is
Your argument of Olay holding Golden Guardians down and Darshan holding CLG
think
down.
it's
It's
not-
the same argument.
I think it's not just Darshan. I think it's
But it's been
Darshan,
top lane
Bree.
meta.
I'm-
It's been literally Urgot like all the time.
But Stixie's
Always
also
playing-
holding him back. Darshan's holding him back. Wiggly's been holding him back for a bit. It's really just Power of Evil.
In Wiggly.
at least-
Wiggly hasn't been holding them back. Wiggly has been playing for the team.
I think I don't know about that. I think he has a lot of bad pathing. I think is the issue that I think he gets. I think
He's
gets
a rookie.
Yeah, that's true. It is, I mean, that is fair. That is fair. But I think if we're just going based on pure stats, that's what I'm saying.
I don't go by pure stats because that takes into account when everyone was bad.
True, but they also are 1-3 in their last 4, so it's not like they're super improved.
Y'all are going into a lot more detail than why I pay.
But okay, that's true. But last week they played 2 of the best teams, and this week they also played Liquid, and they beat.
My reason for putting CLG 4 is because going in week 4, CLG played against Clutch Gaming. And that was day 2. Going into that, Golden Guardians is coming in off of a loss to Liquid, big game, obvious loss. CLG beat Clutch Gaming. And then into that game, Golden Guardians beat CLG. After that, Golden Guardians loses to Clutch, beats Echo Fox, then loses to C9, and then beats 100 Thieves. And since then, CLG has lost to TSM, C9, Liquid, and beat FlyQuest.
Well,
Who we've had as 4th consistently.
Yes, but they've collapsed this week. I would say this was.
Yeah, but that was this week.
FlyQuest
That's
is
kind of.
But my only defense is FlyQuest has lost 4 games in a row. CLG's 1-5 in their last 6 games.
They've lost 3 of those to the freaking
1
top
and 5.
3 teams.
I can't put a team at 4th place if they're 1-5 in 3 weeks.
Okay, well, I think they've improved. Anyway, move on. You're wrong. We'll see.
He said you're wrong.
Okay,
That's a good way to end it.
2 and 6. Sorry, I was wrong.
There's no emotion involved in this pick, okay?
Yeah, none at all.
And then
It's purely analytical.
the rest we have FlyQuest, Brock. You still have 100 Thieves at number 10, unless I put your.
I have 100 Thieves at number 10. Wait.
Unless I mixed up your standings.
Yeah, I think you messed them up because I had Echo Fox.
Brian, you were the one then. I'll fix those at the end. Nope. I just you know what I did? I put Brian's down and I just put Brock's right over Brian. I think actually you guys
Savage.
had the same. Let's just check it really quick. Yeah, you guys had the exact same rankings. So I'm just gonna do a quick little copy and a quick little paste.
Look copy paste over there.
Yeah, that's perfect. And to be fair, 7, 8, 9, 10, we all are the same. We all think Echo Fox is the worst team in the league, you know?
Now his up and down is messed up, isn't it?
Yeah, I will fix that. I'll fix that in post. Not really in post, as in at the end of the stream.
Yeah.
But let's go straight into predictions then, because I'm excited. I'm ready to
I'm
fight.
excited for the game 1.
Yeah.
Or maybe game 1 because game Wikipedia is never right.
I need to get your.
I'll tell you the order if you want.
Yeah. Actually, I do have the website open now.
Okay, I was gonna say I can host the segment.
It is right this time.
Oh, there we go.
It is finally the 2 weeks in a row. Only in LEC and NA, by the way, as well, because it was always right for LP for China and Korea. I don't know why it was just messed up for NA and EU. Anyway, let's get hot again. Golden Guardians versus Counterlogic Gaming. Golden Guardians
just argued this
is
one.
the better team. Golden Guardians.
This is wrong. CLG.
Brock?
Huh?
Golden Guardians or CLG?
CLG.
Every time you don't pick CLG, Brock, they burn you.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm picking CLG, but that's not to say this is going to be easy game.
Oh, I don't think it'll be an easy
Yeah,
game.
I think this is actually going to be, aside from the obvious Cloud9 Team Liquid, that's obviously game of the week. But this is going to be, I think this is going to be a very good game.
This is you get the co-main event and then the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speaking of game of the week, though, Cloud9 versus Team Liquid, man.
It's hard to bet against Liquid.
I really wanted to pick Cloud9. I was going to pick Cloud9 this week, actually.
Do it.
I was going to until they looked as bad as they won both games.
Yep.
They didn't look good in either game.
I literally said the exact same thing
That's
because
exactly what you said. If they would have looked good against TSM, heck, they would have looked good against Golden Guardians and just decent against TSM. I would have picked Cloud9 here. I swear, I would have. I had it. I talked to Matt about it. I said I'm gonna probably pick Cloud9 this week, going into the week, and then they just didn't look good. And I can't. You're not.
no.
Team Liquid's not gonna throw like Golden Guardians or TSM did. They're absolutely not going to, in my opinion. They're too
because
good late game.
when TSM beat Liquid, that wasn't a throw. That was TSM beating Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was. And
the way you beat Liquid is through early game.
Exactly. And Cloud9 literally gave Clutch Gaming and TSM leads in the early game. And you cannot hand out leads to Team Liquid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you give it an early lead to Team Liquid, it's over.
I mean, honestly, I think this game is going to be a close game. I think it could be a close game, but if Doublelift gets an early kill, this is not going to be a close game. That's also another thing you can't do, is give Doublelift an early kill.
Yeah. He's a little better than Deathly and Sven for the last three ADCs. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And Core JJ's a little bit better than Smoothie and Ole. Mm-hmm. Tiny bit.
Yeah, just a little.
Brian?
I'm going Liquid, but if you could see a game where Cloud9 just pulls it together because they don't want to lose to Liquid,
mm-hmm.
Jack is in there like, guys, if you win this, I'm buying you all a Tesla. I don't know.
I will say Cloud9 has lost 7 straight games to Liquid, counting playoffs.
Wow.
No,
Yeah,
that's a lie.
tough.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah, I thought it was.
But they are. They won one game there, so then 3.
Well, they at least lost the last game.
3-2, 3. So four in a row for sure. I think they won one of them in spring split. They lost one, so that would have been 4 plus 4. They're at least 8-2, or Liquid's 8-2 or 9-1 against Cloud9 in the last 10 games against them. So, because they beat them 3-0 in the playoffs, then they went 1-1 last split, and then they beat them 3-0 again in the playoffs, and then they beat them the beginning of this year. So they've had their number, to be fair. I don't remember how spring split went at the beginning, like during the regular season, and I don't feel like checking.
Yeah, me neither.
Next game, we have TSM versus 100 Thieves after that. And this is just TSM. I don't want to even give analysis on it. It's just 100 Thieves looks like a complete mess. Their macro is disgusting.
Yep, TSM.
The only analysis I'll give on it is Brock. I put TSM for you, Brock. I'm assuming you're fine with that.
It'd be pretty good.
My favorite comment was the Baron throw again on 100 Thieves in their second game against Golden Guardians, where they started Baron and they got Baron down to about 5k HP, and Golden Guardians like, oh, let's take Elder to trade. And then even though they had Baron at like 5k HP, 100 Thieves like, wait a minute, we should try and go contest Elder, even though they're going to blow it up before we get there. And then they didn't get Baron, and then because Golden Guardians had Elder, they just took a free Baron off of it as well. Top comment on Reddit was like, give away Baron and Elder when you're in the lead. That's the art of the deal right there. It was awesome. It was terrible. It was so bad by 100 Thieves.
It did not look good.
But yeah, we got Clutch Gaming versus FlyQuest for game number 4.
It was a tough one.
It's a tough one. I'm actually going Clutch Gaming this game. I don't know why. It's a tough one. It's so bad. Clutch Gaming looked okay though last week. Until they threw to 100 Thieves, they were beating 100 Thieves. And
Damn it, William. I want to go first some of these times because I want to go Clutch Gaming, but I also want to catch you.
I always just go Clutch. We can even do it where at the end of the year we submit our picks to Brock, and then he knows our picks before the podcast starts to lock him in.
Well, what if Brock wants to try and win?
I'm okay with going 6-4.
Brock is 8 games out of first place with 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Clutch Gaming winning this game against FlyQuest. I think FlyQuest is a mess right now, and I don't see them recovering anytime soon. 5 losses in a row, I believe, for FlyQuest. 4. It's 4.
Not good.
You guys?
What you got, Brian?
I wanted to pick Clutch
Go with it.
because I think Huni is hot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pick Clutch. I'm not gonna gamble on this one because I think it's too close to call.
Brock?
I'm picking FlyQuest.
Ooh.
Brock, you always make me want to change, but I'm not gonna change this time.
I'm picking if you want. I'm picking FlyQuest for the exact opposite reason of why Brian's picking Clutch. Because last season I was one of Hooney's biggest fans, and now it's very hard to pick a team that Hooney's on.
He's crushing on Cassiopeia.
On Cassiopeia, but what happens if that's gone? You gonna put it back on Rumble? Yeah, he can do good in lane, but what happens after that?
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think I don't know. I think Clutch has looked. If they wouldn't have thrown so badly to 100 Thieves, they would have had a nice 2-0 week and been on the up and up. I think that would have actually put them at. Did they lose the other games? I don't remember. But
Yeah, but then what happens though? And then it's like is winning against 100 Thieves as bad as losing against 100 Thieves?
yeah, I get what you're saying. But I don't know. I just think they look they looked bad, and they also beat Echo Fox. It wasn't the best week, but it wasn't. They looked like a coherent team, which a lot of NA teams do not look like right now.
Oh yeah. But last week was a week where Clutch could have gotten out of the bottom 3 because the bottom 3 are tied 4-8.
Yep.
And they were literally playing against 100 Thieves and Echo Fox.
Yeah.
And they lost to 100 Thieves in a game where I feel like they probably should have won.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they didn't. And yeah, but I'm picking West.
It's not like a huge. It's not. You're actually.
No, it's definitely not an upset.
Yeah. So I can totally see it.
This is one of those games where you go like, "Oh, Clutch beat FlyQuest."
Oh, okay. yeah. It's probably like a 52-48 type deal. Like
Especially if you haven't seen the beginning of the split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Optic versus Echo Fox is game number 5. I have Optic Gaming win this game. I think they're starting to come together as a team. They're working really well, and I think the exact opposite is the case for Echo Fox. I've been an Echo Fox hater all year, and it's starting to pay off.
Yep. There's a reason we all have Echo Fox last place.
Yep, I'm going Optic for sure.
All right. Our only
Big carry for the win.
Our only difference in day 1, Brian, is CLG Golden Guardians.
I know.
That game's gonna be hype.
It is. It's going to be a defining moment for this podcast.
This is a game where we all watch this together.
I don't know if I could do that.
This is a game where you're on Discord through your phone.
All right.
Why won't you be able to do that?
I feel like it'd get tense in here.
No, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably be on anyway, so I'll be watching. Team Liquid.
I don't know if this is possible. This is the Lions Falcons Super Bowl.
It's not possible.
Not possible.
Not possible in general, but I was saying not possible for the Lions, but I just now realized we're in the same conference. I just was saying not possible because the Lions are never going to Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's why I said I wasn't sure if it was possible.
Game number 6, we have Team Liquid versus Golden Guardians.
Literally nothing to talk about.
Hey. Golden Guardians is Team Liquid's kryptonite. Can't pick it, but it's there. I'm always scared of this team. I'm always scared.
Oh man.
I think Golden Guardians has a lot of obvious flaws, so I'm going Liquid.
I would have laughed. It's like you picked up the beat Liquid, but then you picked CLG to beat Golden Guardians. Like, wait, what? FlyQuest versus Echo Fox. God dang it! I want it's the exact same thing as Sunning Gaming in the LPL. It's I related Sunning to like an abusive spouse where I never want to pick Sunning again. They haven't won since week 3, and then they face like the 2 worst teams in China this week. So I'm like, I have to pick them. I have to come back. This is the exact same thing with FlyQuest. I don't want to pick FlyQuest here, but it's against Echo Fox, and I hate Echo Fox. I think they're the worst team by a decent margin, honestly. Not too much of a margin, but a decent margin. So I have to pick FlyQuest.
But I kind of feel bad for Echo Fox, seeing as how they literally don't have a jungler.
Yeah, really.
They'd be better off if they just played a 4v5. But
Pick up
I've got
Necklace.
FlyQuest. Right? Jesus. Even he could do something.
Trick 2G.
I also have FlyQuest.
I'm glad you said that. I literally need Trick 2G to be Echo Fox. That might be the mouth they need.
Bring back Team Gates.
Oh, God.
Oh, I forgot to mention super quick. When I was going over those stats, the reason I got really sad when I was saying that Olay is like the 8th best support in Biofrost 6, Big is 10th. Made me sad.
Well, this is clearly why you don't do stuff off of stats, because Big is still the best. We all know that. Everyone knows that.
Optic Gaming versus TSM. Speaking of Big, this game I think is going to be closer. I'm worried about TSM. Should be enough veterans that it doesn't affect them too much. They have Broken Blade, which is a rookie, obviously, and Acadian does tilt a bit, but I think Bjergsen, Sven, and Smoothly should be able to right the ship. So I'm not 100% worried about such a bad loss against Cloud9 in such a crucial big game. Because frankly, that game was for second place. Because now 3 games out, you don't have the tiebreaker. C9 beat you 2-0 this year, or this split. So pretty much as long as C9 wins like 2 games for the rest of the year, they're going to lock in second place. And TSM will be out of it, or in at least third. So in my eyes, that could end up in tilt. And Optic, I think, is playing pretty good right now. I think that they're a pretty solid team. I think they're coming together. I'm picking TSM though. I don't have the.
Why would you build it up to not pick them?
I know. I can't. I was this close.
Okay, I'm going TSM. I just think they're a better team.
I think this game's gonna be super close.
I'm also going with TSM.
All right, and we can just go ahead and skip the next 2 because it's obvious.
C9 over 100
C9.
Thieves. It's pretty easy.
Yep.
I think this game's going to be really close on the second one. I think Chronologic Gaming versus Clutch is going to be a very close game with
You're gonna
Huni
have to pick them, William.
popping off recently, and Darshan being one of the weak links of CLG.
They can put them on Scion.
I still picked CLG, don't worry. I still picked CLG.
I did too.
I couldn't bring myself to pick Clutch. CLG bold, Brian.
Yep.
Brock.
Yeah, I'm definitely going CLG.
If CLG has a 2 a week, maybe I'll agree with you guys for 4th place.
I mean,
Straight up, if they beat Golden Guardians, I'll put them in 4th. That's pretty much how it goes.
All right, let's wrap this thing up.
All right.
'Cause we've been going long.
Actually, an hour and 12. That's a little bit. It's a little long, but
that's NA timing right there, boys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
try and shoot for an hour.
that's our it's about an hour on NA usually, but it's always an hour and 15, hour 20. But I'd like to thank you guys for coming out to watch this week. I said that a little weird this time. You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/KingLinkFan. We stream live at about 10 p.m. every day, or Sunday through Thursday. Sundays LPL, Mondays NA LCS, or just LCS. Tuesday is LCK, Wednesday is LMS, and Thursday is LEC. You can follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/KingLinkFan. Leave some comments if you like our power rankings. If you don't agree, you should absolutely agree with the first 3. You're trolling if you're not. But tell us what you think actually, if you can, between Clutch or CLG versus Golden Guardians. Which do you think is better? And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for LCK. Bye.
Bye.